I remember the phone call like it was yesterday. Danelle, we need you to come in and meet with the doctors in person. Absolutely. I was so grateful that they had finally figured out what was going on with me. I grabbed my tiny twins and their big sister and I put them in the car and off we went. We walked into the office, sat down. I was surprised by a large team that came in to meet with me. I don't remember a whole lot, but the moment I heard the words cancer, I didn't hear anything else. I grabbed my kids and I bolted for the door and headed for the parking lot, to which they chased me most of the way, and I said, I can't, not right now, I'll be back. I sat with my kids in the car for a few moments, not knowing what to do. I was shaking everywhere. I was looking at them going, no, this can't be. I'm too young, they're too young. They need me. I have so much more to teach them. I'm not done yet. I have a difference to make. I have dreams. I have things I must do. How am I going to provide for them? My thoughts started spiraling. I have to earn enough right now that they will be okay if something happens to me. I wanted to see their graduations, their families. I wanted to know about their futures. I wanted to be a part of this. How could this be? I started to get really mad. I was angry. I was frustrated. I felt very, very alone. I also felt extremely worthless. This was my job, raise amazing children and matter in this world, and now I wouldn't. I couldn't. In my head, as things started spinning, I said, I know how this is going to go. A sad social media post followed by a GoFundMe, and 2 years from now, no one will remember my name. I took a look at cancer and I said, this is the inevitable facts. Cancer kills everything. That was my first thought. That's what first thoughts do. First thoughts can run away with us. They absolutely can. Worst case scenarios, fears, doubts. Our minds are downright creative in their spare time. It's true. And that's exactly what was happening. When we are faced with opportunity or risk or anything, we start asking ourselves wild questions. Our thoughts become uncontrolled and somewhat irrational. Can I do this? What if I win? What if I don't? What will people think? We run wild when we allow those first thoughts to move on. And that's what was happening to me. Those first thoughts, they're never based on facts. They are liars. And they lead us astray. They tempt us to betray ourselves at all cost. These are our natural inclinations to ascend. See, we are born to ascend. We're born, we roll, we crawl, we walk, we run. Those who train become Olympic athletes and professionals. That's normal evolution. Can you imagine if you called your boss and said, hey, I think I'm going to roll or crawl into work today? No, we're born to ascend, and anything against that is painful. I've trained in rooms of 30,000 plus, and I've asked them this question. Out of all of you, how many of you right now know that you are capable of more than you are currently doing? I've seen every hand go up. Beyond that, I say, okay, you know you're capable of more. How many of you know what you want? They continue, hands, hands, hands. And I say, okay, you know what you want. I hear this audience, fantastic. And I'll ask them, what's one thing that you could do right now, every single day, that would get you closer to your goal? If you kept doing it, eventually you'd get there. Does everyone have one? Everyone knew exactly one thing to do to get them closer to their goal. So the only question I have left to ask them is, so you know you're capable of more, you know what you want, you even know how to go get it. So why haven't you done it yet? Same answers. It's silence followed by first thoughts. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of winning. I'm afraid of losing. I'm doubtful. Can I do it? Am I enough? The same wild, uncontrolled thoughts happen first. And they plague the majority of the world to live in pain and remain forever. Well, I'm going to tell you, these thoughts take capable winners and turn them into quitters. And they create massive pain for all human beings. But just as one thought can take you out, I want you to understand one more thought. Just beyond the lies, you can find truth. A second thought. Because although we cannot control our first thoughts, we can control our second. And second thoughts save lives. They saved mine. Let me tell you, I don't remember driving home from the doctor's office that day. I remember taking my kids to play out back, and I walked in, hands on the bathroom counter, looked myself in the mirror, and saw one giant tear fall. I quickly wiped it from my face, and I said, no, I need a second thought here. I don't want to die. I want to live. I want to live. I want to travel the world with my kids. I want to see them grow up. I want to make a difference. There has to be another way. That second thought changed my life. I dove in. I started researching and studying. I made phone calls to experts and survivors. I was learning how and what, how to fuel my body, what to do. And I learned the truth. 68% of people in the United States, they do live through cancer. I was going to be one of those. Second thoughts, that's what they do for you. They bring the control back to you. They help you go right to facts. They help remind you, here's what you want, here's what you have to do to go get it, and here's every person it will affect when you do or you don't. Second thoughts eliminate your quit. They eliminate your doubt, those first thought lies, and they make you live based on truth. 68% of people actually live. What a great fact. While the rest of the world lies to themselves at least 10 times a day, doubts themselves at least 6, and continues on in pain. Well, I didn't, and I lived. And let me tell you, we have health. I just ran the Chicago Marathon. We have wealth. I've helped many people do the same. We've traveled the world. I'll watch my oldest graduate from high school this spring, and my twins just turned 16. And so my only question is, what about you? Is your life worth right now a second thought? We know where you are because of your first thoughts. Many of you may have amassed great wins already. But are you capable of more and willing to take a second look? I watched the most successful woman in the world that everyone knows exit stage right from a standing ovation speech and lean over to the crew and ask, was that all right? Her first thought was doubt. Same as all of us. I saw the wealthiest man in the world question his next move, ask his staff, and they questioned it too. And I watched him take a deep breath and say, on second thought, I know this will work out, and I watched him make magic. The most successful in the world have the exact same thoughts as us. Their first thoughts too. But what they've learned is to control their second. They know it matters most. You are nearer than you think to that big win you want. You are closer than you realize, and one patterned thought away from having everything you want. You want to live, you can live. You want to win, you can win. You want to earn, you can earn. But your second thought must take the lead. Even while writing this TED Talk, on first thought, I thought this idea was constructed to help save my life. But on second thought, it was created so I could live it and share it and maybe save yours too. I want you to think for just one moment the next time your first thoughts tempt you into betraying yourself or lying to you about what you're actually capable of. I want you to look it right in the eye and say, I know what I want. I know how to go get it, and I'm going to do it right now. Because on second thought, I now know exactly how to think and save myself. Thank you.